Hi there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather, and in this video we're going to do about a 30-minute yoga session for those of us who are recovering from a broken leg. So this is a sequence that I'm really excited about to help just stretch all of the other parts of our body other than the broken parts of us. It's really to help stretch all those things out. Things that are, if we're walking a little awkwardly, we're on crutches, we're on a walker, using a cane, maybe our hamstrings are tight, all the things that come with having a broken leg. So we're going to work on stretching some of those things out. As you can see, I have my boy Cole here. He likes to sit on my lap. He will be up and down as we do this session. So let's go ahead and get started. So I am sitting here. I'm on my walker. I have a walker where I can put the little flap down and sit on it. So you can do this on that walker. You can do this on a chair. You can do this on the couch. You can do this on your bed. This is a completely seated yoga session and completely non-weight bearing. There'll be no weight bearing here. So we're going to stretch our upper body. We're going to do some things in our hips and try to get some things with our hamstrings. So let's get started. So first we're going to start in what is called chair mountain pose. So we're going to just find a nice neutral position. If you have a dog on your lap, your recovery dog, if you have him on your lap, make sure he's nice and comfortable. But you're going to sit up nice and tall. I am sitting closer to the front of the walker. I've got some space behind me here. We are going to be doing some poses where you want to be closer to the front of your chair. Make sure that if you are using a walker or something with wheels, that you've got the wheels locked. If you're using a regular chair, that's great too. So we're just going to find a nice neutral position, sitting closer to the front of the chair, sitting up nice and straight. And then we're going to just rest our arms out to the side, rotating our thumbs out, getting the nice stretch here in our shoulders, outwardly rotating our shoulders. It feels so wonderful. So we're going to sit here, take 5 breaths in through our nose, out through our mouth, setting our intention for today's yoga session. So think about things that you really want to be grateful for, things that you want that are on your mind, things that you are working on overcoming, whether it's related to your injury or not. So let's go ahead and start breathing in and exhale. And do that on your own 5 times. Now inhale, raise your arms up overhead, extending your spine, sitting nice and tall. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, rotate to the right hand side, placing your left hand on your right knee. Your right hand comes behind you. Grab onto the chair, wherever feels comfortable for you, and you can turn and look behind you to extend the stretch. And inhale, arms up, back to center. Exhale, go to the other side. Rotate to the left-hand side, right arm to your left knee. Left arm behind you. Rotate your head to extend the stretch. And inhale, come back to center. And exhale, bring your arms down to the side. Now we'll do some chair cat-cow poses. So take your hands, gently place them on your knee, place them on your thighs, whatever is comfortable for you, depending on what you've got going on in your lap. So first, you're going to bring your chin to your chest, shoulders come forward, rounding your back. Inhale and exhale, shoulders back, chest up, chin up. And inhale and exhale. And do that on your own. and come back to center. Now we're going to raise our arms up overhead again. Inhale up, nice big stretch, and take your right hand down to your right hand side, left arm up overhead for a nice side body stretch. And hold there, breathe in and out. And inhale back up to center and go to the opposite side, left arm down, right arm up overhead for side stretch. To extend the pose, you can look up if you would like. And come back to center. Now, I'm going to do a few things to loosen up our neck, shoulders, that area. So first thing we're going to do to do some neck rotations. So take your left ear to your left shoulder, stretch out the right body of your neck. If you would like to extend the stretch, you can gently, very gently, place your left hand over your right ear to extend the stretch. We're very gentle here. And inhale back to center, and let's do the same thing on the right hand side. So right ear to right shoulder. You can take your right hand to your left ear to extend the stretch. And then come back to center. We'll do some yeses and nos. I find this feels extremely wonderful on my back. My back has been really bothering me just from the not moving around, sitting on the couch, sleeping in the bed, kind of just going through my day that way. So I feel like my back just really can use some good stretching. And then we'll come back to center. Take a brief pause here. So we're going to set up now. We're going to do some interesting poses here, and I'm calling them interesting because this is my first time trying them with a broken leg. So we're going to work through this together. So first, if you do have a dog nurse on your lap, we need to remove him. He's not going to be happy about it. But so in my case, my left leg is the one that is broken. We're going to start with the right hand side. If your right leg is broken, start with your left leg. So we're going to start with what I'm calling the good leg. Okay. So we're going to try warrior pose 2 in the chair. So warrior 2 in the chair. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise my arms up overhead. And then I'm going to come into a warrior 2 pose. All right. So I'm taking my arms out to the side, looking over to my right middle finger. Take my right leg and outwardly rotate the leg. Place my foot at a 45-degree angle here. And then now remember, my left leg is the one that's broken here. So in a normal instance, I would straighten out my back leg here. I'm unable to do that at this point. You do what you're able to do, okay? So I'm going to rotate out my right leg. Arms out to the side, and my gaze is going over my right middle finger. And keeping our legs where we are, we're going to do a reverse warrior. So drop your left arm down, bring your right arm up overhead, gaze up at your middle finger. And then come back to warrior 2. And then we'll come back to center. So again, please be very mindful of any limitations that you have right now. You do what you're able to do. If you feel any pain, don't push through it. This should all feel good, all right? So we're gonna do that same sequence again, those same 3 poses again, warrior 2, reverse warrior, back to warrior 2 on the same side. All right. So bring your arms up overhead. Inhale. Exhale, warrior 2 arms. Gaze over your right index or right middle finger. Take your right leg, place it out at a 45-degree angle. Take your left leg. We're straightening out as much as we can. Holding the pose. We're going to hold here for 5 breaths. Sitting up nice, tall, nice and straight. And then on the exhale, we'll go to reverse warrior. Hold for 5 breaths. Getting a nice side body stretch. And then back to warrior 2. And then arms up overhead. Inhale and back to center. Bring your legs back to center. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing on the left-hand side. So again, depending on where your injury is, this is going to look a little different for each one of us as we're working through recovery. So we're going to raise our arms up overhead. Exhale into warrior 2 arms, looking over your left middle finger. Taking your left leg, rotating out about 45 degrees. Now, I'm unable to do 45 degrees just yet. You do what you can. And then I'm going to extend my right leg out straight. So you can see I can get this leg much straighter. This is my good leg. All right. So I've got my right leg extended out straight, left leg at a 45-degree angle here, arms out to the sides at shoulder height, and I'm looking at my left middle finger. And then on the exhale, we're going to go to reverse warrior. Drop your right arm down, left arm up overhead. You can look up at your left middle finger. And then back to warrior 2. And back to center, arms up overhead. Bring your legs back to center. Okay, so we're going to do that same sequence again on the left-hand side, the 3 poses, warrior 2, reverse warrior, back to warrior 2. All right, so arms up overhead, inhale. Exhale, warrior 2 arms, look over your left middle finger, left leg at a 45-degree angle, right leg straight out to your side. Hold for 5 breaths. And on the exhale, come to your reverse warrior. And on your exhale, come back to warrior 2. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, come back to center. Oh, doesn't that just feel wonderful? So we're going to take a quick break here. If you need any water, go ahead and get the water here. I'm making sure I'm just adjusting here where I am on my seat. I don't want to be too far forward. I felt like I was slipping a little too far forward. So just sliding back just a little bit. We're going to still do some more hip openers here. So you still do want to be closer to the front of your chair, but not so far forward that you're going to topple off the chair. So now we're going to do a few more hip openers here. This is going to feel wonderful. I'm so excited about this. So we're going to do something now called the goddess pose. And again, depending on where your injury is, you work this however you need to work it. Okay. So what you're going to do is take your legs and open them at a 45-degree angle. Each foot is at a 45-degree angle. I know you can't see my feet here on the video, but my feet are out at a 45-degree angle like this, where my hips are open. Okay. So we're going to sit up nice and straight and bring our arms up to cactus arms. So you notice that my shoulders are in line with my knees, shoulders are aligned with my elbow, and my elbow is aligned with my wrist in cactus arms. So we're going to hold our arms in cactus arms, just like this. And then we're going to do some more twisting. So again, our legs are at a 45-degree angle, rather than out in front of us like they were when we first started. So our legs are out at a 45-degree angle. We'll come up to cactus arms, and we're going to take our left arm and place it on our right knee and rotate to the right-hand side, taking our right arm behind us, grabbing the chair, whatever you have available to help extend your stretch. Look behind you to extend the stretch even further. Whatever feels good for you. If it feels too intense, don't do it. relax the pose. You do what feels good for you. And then inhale back to cactus arms and exhale over to the left-hand side. Inhale back to center with cactus arms. Now, this one, I'm going to talk you through it just a little bit here just because of where my particular injury is. You probably might have a similar injury. So on my top of my left knee, I have an incision. I have some incisions below my knee as well, but on the top of my knee, I do have an incision. So what we're going to do now is we're going to come to cactus arms. We're going to twist here. So I'm going to take my right arm and place it inside my right thigh. So when I'm on my left-hand side, I'm going to make sure to avoid where my incision is, okay? So for you, it's just going to depend on what side you're on. But I'm going to take my right arm into my right thigh, here like this, and I'm going to twist, raising my left arm up to the sky, and I'm looking, my gaze is looking up to the sky, looking at my middle finger, looking beyond my middle finger for a nice, wonderful twist. And I feel this in my back, I feel this in my neck, I feel this in my shoulders over here on my right hand shoulder. And then we'll come back to center with cactus arms. And then we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So left arm inside your left thigh, twisting, again being mindful of your injury, any of your limitations, gazing up to the sky. And if you wanted to extend the twist, you could bring a bind, so you could take your wrist behind your back and extend that twist. And then come back up to center. And now what we're going to do is do a little bit of some shoulder, some shoulder stretches, shoulder rotations. So in here at cactus arms, again, our shoulders are aligned with our elbows, aligned with our wrists, okay? And so on the inhale, we're gonna come up, and then on the exhale, we're just gonna come down to 90 degrees. So inhale up, exhale down 90 degrees. And do this a few times on your own. And then inhale back up to cactus arms. And then we're going to come back to center, closing our legs, bringing them back to hips width distance apart. Take a brief moment here, reset, take a drink of water. Doggo's trying to get out the door that blew shut in the wind. Take just a brief break here. All right, now we're going to do some stretches to help open up our hamstrings a little bit. You want to be sitting closer to the front of your chair if you've moved back. Again, but not so far forward that you're going to topple over or anything. So what we'll do now is we're going to do the same, put our legs in the same position that we did for the goddess pose earlier. We're going to put our feet out at a 45-degree angle, opening up our hips, outwardly rotating our hips, sitting up nice and tall. You don't want to sink into this here, okay? You want to sit up nice and tall. Feel that each individual vertebrae between the space between your vertebrae is being stretched. So you want to sit up nice and tall here. And now this, if you have a strap available, this might be helpful for you. You could put it underneath your good leg. You don't want to be pulling on your injured leg. So, but what I'm going to do here, I'm not going to use a strap today, but if you'd like to, you can just put a strap underneath your good leg and help that bring you forward. But again, as we're coming forward, be sure that you're not coming so far forward that the chair just topples out behind you. That's not what we want to have happen. All right. So we're going to raise our arms up overhead. Inhale. And exhale, forward fold. So we're hinging at the hips, back is nice and straight. And now we release, letting our back stretch, head and neck stretch, shoulders are stretching. Again, being mindful that we're not toppling over off of our chair. And come back up to center. Very Very slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Bring your legs back to center. That feels wonderful. It just, like my back, I don't know about you, but my back is so tense. All right, so now, again, we're going to take our, I'm starting with my right hand side, so I'm starting with my good leg. Just bring my hands behind my knee and pull, gently pull my knee up to my chest, sitting up nice and straight. You can rotate your ankles, go the opposite direction. And release your leg back down to the ground. On the left-hand side, this is my injured leg, so I'm going to modify here a bit. I'm lifting up my leg as far as I can. I start to feel pain about right here, so I'm stopping here. And I can rotate my ankle just a little bit, so I'm going to rotate. Sitting up nice and straight, reminder for myself. And then rotate to the opposite direction. And release back down to the ground. Take your right leg and extend it straight out in front of you. And you can't see it on the video, but you want to bring your toes towards you. So you want to flex your foot so your toes are towards you. Your knee is not locked. It's just slightly bent. And we'll do a half-seated forward fold. So we're going to raise our arms up overhead, inhale, and exhale, forward fold over your knee. Reach down as far as you can, again, keeping your knee slightly bent, being mindful not to let the chair come out behind you. You can even hang on to the chair. And then slowly rise up one vertebrae at a time. And bring your leg back to center. Take your left leg, straighten it out in front of you. I'm not unable at this time to get it completely straight. So I'm going to straighten out in front of me and flex my foot as much as I'm able to. Raise my arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Reaching for as far as you can. Keeping the knees slightly bent, feeling the hamstring stretch, grabbing onto the chair that'll help hold the chair in place for you. My hamstring is extremely tight on this leg. And then slowly rise up back to center. Bring your legs back to center. Now take your your right ankle over your left knee. I'm being mindful of your injury. I've got my incision there, so I'm being very careful here. To a seated figure four, so your legs are in a figure four position. And then gently take your right hand and gently, very gently, press down on your left knee to extend the stretch. Then you can raise your arms up overhead, inhale, and exhale for a forward fold as much as you can. This is putting a lot of weight on my injured leg, so I'm being very careful here, grabbing onto my chair instead. And then inhale back up to center, and you can release your leg. So now on this side, I'm unable to take my left ankle and put it over my right knee. So what I'm going to do is, I attempted this earlier today, was to cross my legs. Today's the first day I'm able to do this, so this is exciting for me. So I've got my legs crossed here. And what I'm going to do is, rather than pressing on my left knee here, I'm just going to try to get into the cross-legged sit here as much as I can. Feeling the stretch in my hip. If you're able to get your ankle up over your knee, certainly do that here. And then raise your arms up overhead. Inhale and exhale, forward fold. Grabbing onto the chair so the chair doesn't come up behind you. And then raise your arms up overhead. Inhale and exhale back to center, and you can uncross your legs. That was huge for me. Today is the first day I've been able to cross my legs. It feels great. All right. In our final sequence here, we're going to do a few things for our shoulders, help open up our shoulders a little bit more. So raise your arms up overhead. And then bring your hands to your shoulders. Your fingers are going to be in the front of your shoulders and your thumbs are going to go behind your shoulders. And you're going to hold your arms out, at a 90-degree angle from your shoulders. Your elbows are aligned here. You're going to hold them up and bring your shoulders back, sitting up nice and straight. From here, you can do some shoulder circles, forward and backwards. Do about 10 each side. And go the opposite direction. And then come back to center here, still holding your hands on your shoulders, and we're going to do some torso twists here. So you can gently twist from side to side, keeping your head and your neck aligned. If this makes you feel dizzy, don't do it. Well, some of those painkillers and stuff that some of us might be on are pretty strong. And back to center, drop your arms down to your side, thumbs rotated out. And we'll take a pause here. Now we're going to do some torso circles, so you can scoot back a little bit in your chair if you'd like. Place your hands on your knees, thighs, wherever feels good for you. In this case, because I'm on the walker, I've got the handles here. Those are going to get in my way. But if you're in a regular chair, you can just place your hands on your thighs or on your knees and just do some torso circles. So you can go over to the right. And then to the left. And then come back to center. And we'll finish off today with some more seated cat-cows. So place your hands on your knees, on your thighs, wherever is comfortable for you. Bring your chin to your chest, shoulders come forward. Inhale, exhale, shoulders back, chin up, chest up. Inhale. Do this a few times on your own. And come back to center. Cole is crying. He wants to come back up here, so we're going to bring him up here for the last few moments. So now what I'd like you to do, sit in a comfortable position, whatever felt the greatest for you today. Just sit in a nice, comfortable position. You can sit here in a chair mountain pose with your arms rotated out, keep opening up your shoulders some more. You can just let your arms dangle to your side. Put your hands on your knees, whatever feels most comfortable for you. We're going to take just a few moments to enjoy the sounds of our environment around us, whether it's the sound of traffic, it's the sound of kids playing outside, it's the sound of a snowstorm, it's the sound of a rainstorm, it's the sound of whatever. Maybe it's the sound of absolutely nothing. So we're going to enjoy the sound. We're going to let the sounds just come in to our minds, and we're going to let it go out the other side. So just take a few moments. We're going to enjoy the silence. We'll start to come back. Paying attention to your fingers, your toes. Wiggle them ever so gently. Take a nice big inhale. And exhale. So I hope this yoga practice today helped you feel just a little bit better, helped you stretch out some parts of your body that maybe you haven't been using very much lately, some things that maybe are sore just because of how you might be moving around now, how you might be sitting now, whatever it may be that you are working through. I'm glad to share this practice with you as I'm recovering from my own injury. This helps me as well. So I'm just thankful to be sharing this with you today. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next class.